Dallas said there'll be days just like this. Come on. Let me know if the audio's straight. Give me a 1 in the chat. Let's get it. The name. Law Nation. Imitated but never duplicated. Baby. It's the room filler. Be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to smash upon the like button. The Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott, take less than market value theory, plus more. More and more. More and more. Come on. Yup. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. Ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Come on. Stand to your feet. Let's get it. Let's go.
Ready? Run from it. Destiny arrives all the same.
Come on.
Now it's here.
What more should I want?
Come on. Be sure to hit that sharing icon. Sharing is caring. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe. 5, 4. Shout out to the notification SWAT. I see you. 3, 2. If you don't like this,
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
come on. And 1. Come on. What's good with you guys, man? Appreciate all of you all. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. We're going to freestyle most of this show. My little one is a little sick right now, and never know when she gets back up. So I just got to bounce around here and there. But I still want to talk to you guys, on my other side of the family. So appreciate you guys. So if I have to leave quickly, it's because I'm being the father of the year, man. I know some of y'all try to be competing against me, but at the end of the day, you know how I say,
They can come closer than close.
come on, baby.
Yeah. Original, they never will be. Nobody
Come on with it, baby.
does it better.
Y'all ain't better than Daddy Law over here, baby. Come on with it. Come on with it. Shout out to all of you all. As this day go through, of course, I know you guys read the title, and the title says what it says. And the market value is something that people must understand. Quarterbacks in general, the value goes up every single year, because there's always someone that will overpay, that will drive up the value, right? So we can literally argue and say, man, Dak Prescott, man, we want him at 25 APY. Man, we want him at 35 APY. Man, we want him at 45 APY. Man, we want him at 55, but now 60, come on, man. How y'all gonna do this to us, man? He ain't worth it, man. Oh, my God, Rex. That's too much money. Big money. I like it. I used to have pros. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I can't deal with 60. Well, it's going to be 65 by the time he get paid. And, man, it's going to be 75 by the time we can win even a Super Bowl. Now, keep in mind, with all of that, there's only been, technically, since Tom Brady left, there's only been one quarterback in the last 5 or 6 years to win the Super Bowl, and that's been Pat Mahomes. And if you slide in what Stafford was able to do for 1 year, that kind of throws the argument off a little bit. But Stafford was able to win a Super Bowl, but by the chance, it took him 13 seasons, and we don't have time to wait for 13 seasons, by the way. But Stafford, of course, he went to a team that ultimately put things around him so that he can get that chance and opportunity, by the way. But I would say this too. Everybody, mama, uncle, cousin was saying that, hey, man, the Rams sold the farm and now the Rams are going to be on this skid. But shoot, technically they never hit that skid. They only had 1 year that they didn't make it back to the playoff, and that was due to the fact, I believe, that they had injuries. So, Bobby Elliott says 60, no way, 52. Now, here's the thing. In order to get in front of the market before it starts to do this thing called going upwards, you got to ultimately go early. You can't wait late. And the Cowboys with Dak Prescott, they could have had him, believe it or not, many a moons ago at 25, 26 million APY. But they said, nah, we're going to kick the can down the street. We're going to wait. Then they waited, and someone else got paid. Then the Carson Wentz of the world got paid. Golf got paid. You see what I'm saying? And that drives up the value of the market, baby. And the same thing happened altogether, collectively speaking, for Dak Prescott at the tail end of this particular contract. Because now it's going to be anywhere between 55-ish to 60. Because you can try to argue with Todd France and CAA and say, hey, let's look at it this way. If we can sign Dak Prescott under 50 or 52, then that will be a grand slam for us. But then Todd is like, no, I'm talking about France, not Tad. You know what I'm saying? The brother of Dak Prescott. I'm talking about Todd. He's not finna lose out on his percentages. How much your agent get? Anywhere between 10 to maybe 14% of the contract. He's not going to be reverse hustling over here. He's going to say, hey, my quarterback is an MVP, second runner-up, second team All-Pro, etc., right? My quarterback had X, Y, and Z numbers, which are very comparable to another guy that I represent, and his name is Pat Mahomes. And his argument would be, I'm not finna paint his quarterback into a corner that he's not a Pat Mahomes. From his perspective, he's trying to get the bag. I'm talking about the agency. He's the representative. He's a representative of Dak Prescott. Now, we can look back at it and all argue amongst ourselves and say, hey, man, I get you, dog, but he ain't on the same playing field as Pat Mahomes. You must be, he must be out of his doggone mind.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah. That's just how it goes. Unfortunately, I got a friend of mine. We both started with the GOV many a moons ago, and he and his wife, what have you, they decided to transfer to Texas, and they was looking for a home. He got his transfer papers to get over here, and I believe it was in Prosper, Texas, Little Elm, right around in that area. At the time when he was doing the negotiation for the property, it was $528,000 for the property to apply the land and et cetera of what neighborhood he was going to be in. It was a nice 4.5 bathroom, 6 bedrooms, or what have you. Nice little property for that type of cash. You know, she couldn't get her transfer papers out smoothly. She had to wait for a whole year and a half. That same plot of land that he was able to purchase and secure for $528,000. That's like over $250,000, right? It is now $937,000. Less than 1 year, the property value increased. Now he could be sitting there saying, "Wait a minute, that property ain't worth $937,000. Just last year, man, it was $520,000." But what happened? Frisco talking about they getting a universal park now, something like that. They finna build more and more things. Dallas people are moving to Texas daily. More and more people are coming here. So the quarterback market is just the same. If the inflation is crazy, ain't that real? You know, people think. We talking about quarterback, Lord. We ain't talking about property. But that's just how the money works. And that's how the economy is, too. So, newsflash, if y'all thinking Keith, Tyrone, Joseph, Trip, Aces, appreciate you, Rev. Shout out to you, the theologian Cowboys. Anybody who's thinking about moving to Texas, you better go ahead and go all in now. Because a year from now or 2 years from now, you ain't going to be able to get in, buddy. I'm going to wait. Yeah, there are moments in times that property can subside and go downward. But not in Texas, especially not in Frisco. And not in Allen, nor in Prosper, Little Elm, Texas. No, it's not going to go down. That's math. That's money. That's how things are. So he had to pay more. He had to pay more. And every time he said, damn, man, I should have just went all in. When it was at $520,000. Not in Texas, baby. Oh, and I'm looking for some extra properties to buy, too, downtown. That lady that bought the Mavs, she finna turn that thing into, right down there where the Mavs play, she finna turn that thing into Vegas resorts. Especially when they get this, shout out to Prize Picks, but especially when they allow gambling in Texas. Shoot. Hey.
I want me some glory hole.
Yes, indeed. Y'all better buy some property, man. I was talking to someone, we're going to get into the content, but I was talking to another a friend of mine. He had property at the Colony before it was the Colony, right? Before all of the Star in Frisco and all of that stuff, he had property there. He said, "Man, Law, I bought this property for $180,000. Man, his pictures of it, blah blah blah. And when I sold it, it was I had got some good money out of it. I sold it for $428,000. I said, yeah, man, that's good, man. You came up good. He said, yeah, man, that was about 15, 16 years ago. And he said, look at that house now. I said, how much is it worth now? He said, $1 million. I said, God. No.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I said, man, you could have waited it out, man. You would have been a millionaire around this mug. He said, yeah, man. It went from 120-some thousand. He do got the paperwork. Property's worth $1 million now. Why? Because of Plano and all of the stuff that they build over here. So that's just how it goes, man. Shoot. You can't be sitting around and waiting. When Dak Prescott first got into the league, quarterback pay wasn't that high. There wasn't even thought of anybody going to pay $60 million or $55 or even $50 million at that time. That's in the span of 7 years or 8 years collectively. So, Wavy Ted, shout out to you. Hey, man. Wavy says, now, dang, Law, I got to tell my wife, no Texas. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Yeah. The hook is they say, hey, man, you got no state income taxes here. But trust me, Texas stand for taxes, and they gonna tax you left and right with the property taxes. I'm not even talking about property taxes and ISDs over here. You gonna pay the state. You gonna pay the state. Yes, indeed. But let's get with the program. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. That's just how it goes. So, with that being said, let me see if I can find this quick clip for everyone. I was talking about this earlier today on the shorts, and it was or Instagram Reel. Bear with me while I get this together. I appreciate y'all patience so far with everything that you guys do, and I really appreciate you guys for hitting that like, sharing this content, and also subscribing during the off season, man. The off season is very long. Yes, indeed. Tony, appreciate you. We ain't gonna talk about California taxes, man. That's higher than giraffe, you know what. But here we go right here. I started off earlier this morning just going over what Keyshawn Johnson was talking about. And he was on All the Smoke podcast, man. Appreciate those boys for what they do over there and he was just casually talking about, like, you know, the quarterback situation. And I want to share this because it's prevalent into what we need to talk about even within the confines of the Dallas Cowboys. Let's listen to this right quick. And I get it. Keys ain't in the Hall of Fame. You know, I'm not advocating for him to be in there. But, man, this is a good, strong chance that, man, if you really dive into what happened to him, oh, my goodness. Let's play this right quick.
Think about it. If you had a point guard passing you the ball with a second to go on the clock and you trying to shoot, you all off. That's how it was for me with quarterback. Best one I ever had was Vinny Testaverde by far. And when I got Vinny was 1,000 years old when I got him. Vinny might have been 37 at the time that I got him. Then I got him a second time in Dallas. Motherfucker had to be 40 something. I never started a season with the same quarterback and ended with that dude except 1 year. Even when I had Brad those 2 years, Brad wasn't there consistently. He was in and out, in and out, in and out. Two people that I would trade my career for. Two. Jerry Rice and Michael Irvin. And I had Sean King and Brad Johnson, Rob Johnson and Brad Johnson, Quincy Carter with Dallas. So, you know, I had them. I got to Dallas. I started with Quincy Carter. Then they bring me Vinny. Vinny, you know, he looked like you. He got gray beards and shit. So
old as shit.
Old as hell. But he was still good. Then I had Drew Henson. Then I had Drew Bledsoe. Then I leave there. I go to Carolina. In 1 year, I played with 4 different quarterbacks in Carolina. In 1 year.
I had to put that in. Y'all remember those days, those dark days before Tony Romo and before Dak Prescott. Now, I'm only bringing this up for context on the back end of Key's career. He'd have had majority of those quarterbacks because we were such in starvation mode for looking for that quarterback. People failed to realize we went and got Brad Johnson. We would have got Rob Johnson as well if he wasn't under contract at the time. But we got Brad Johnson. We had Vinny Testaverde, man. Come on, man. AARP card, Vinny, you know. And then, of course, we had my guy Quincy Carter, you know, who went 10-6 1 year, by the way. We had Drew Bledsoe, man. Oh, my goodness. We had Drew Henson. Those a lot of quarterbacks, man, that we had, man. Hey, that dude, man, he said, man, Vinny Testaverde was 1,000 years old at the time. That hit me. I laughed so hard when I was editing that video and putting all of that stuff in there. Cowboy Nation, I'm not saying that Dak Prescott or even at the time when we had Tony Romo, that those guys would have been something that we can just overlook anyway, or those guys were end-all be-alls. But there is somebody who's been here the entire time. Somebody that been here. Can y'all name the people? It's two of them that's been here the entirety of those times. You know, and Chad Hutchinson, oh, yeah. Can somebody let me know? That's in the chat. Oh, my goodness, Ron Lee, for God's sake. Oh, yeah, man. There's somebody that been here the entirety of the time. Look, Beast Mode said, hey, man, if Dak Prescott, he was here somewhere, some shape, form, or fashion, right? Who was here the entirety of those times when we were talking about the quarterback? Who was here? I need to know. Oh, Jay Versa got the answer, man. Well, hey, don't go tell MJ, man. You know MJ been on that. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's not the ownership. Yes, indeed. Donald Bus says Tyron Smith. Yeah, he wasn't here when Keys were playing. Yeah. Jason Garrett. Oh my goodness, man. But they let you know, man. These guys been there the entirety of this time. So my guy Andre, he says Jones boys at the Star in Frisco telling David Moore to drop another Dak article about the contract. And like I say, man, if y'all can find this man channel, man, follow him because he's bringing some good stuff. And Ryan Mitchell too, man. I appreciate you when you send me stuff on the Twitter or the X app now. So yeah. Y'all go here and y'all follow my guy because he be delivering, baby. So I don't have access to the article, but we did kind of thumb through the article. And basically, here's what happened. they officially going to blame the players for wanting to take less than market value or wanting to take market value. Textbook Stephen Jones. Hey, Stephen Jones is the dude that's always going to say, hey, look at the pie. For the life of me, I get it. We all want to budget stuff. We all want to keep money in our pockets. We all don't want to go back to those days when we were in purgatory, right? Far as the salary cap, not being able to move. But at some point, you'll be so in fear of your own self that you would never grow. You would never grow. And I like this, Steve.
You know, if I'm looking into a crystal ball right now, I see most of our money that would go toward free agency going to our current players. Now, it doesn't mean that won't change, that we don't come across a value on a player that we said, hey, it's just one we got to take. So I don't want to rule it out. But in general, it'll go to our players, and then we have to be efficient in the draft in terms of improving the team. From a money.
So the draft theory, I truly believe, I love the draft. Nothing can sell you more hope or more love for this team than the draft, because at the end of the day, that's when everybody can look at that person and say, hey, you never know. It is absolutely where my unknown. It's the unknown. You just never know, man. You know.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
So when you look at that and you hear that, we got to give the Jones family grace and mercy. We do. Why, Law? Because we can look at this and say, hey, man, you never know, man. This could be the next Deron Bland around here, you know. So, yeah, if they moved up to go get Eric Stokes, right, don't count him out. He could be the next Deron Bland, right? And then he goes for what? The entirety of the season, a healthy scratch. And then we have to look at it even because the Jones family, they such a great sellable team. They know how to sell us and they know how to hook us in. And I'm a part of it too. Blame Law, right? Because I go over the film analysis and things like that. And I'm going to speak good and bad. But, you know, I guess the way I say it, people disregard the negative part. And they say, ooh, man, this guy could be somebody, Law. Awesome Richards. We don't bag him because all we know, if we were able to go get an undrafted guy by the name of Terrence Steele, you just never know. Awesome Richards could be the next one.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
Yes, indeed. And see, action is one of those too. Law, you do it too, laughing out loud. But how many times I tell people the negative parts of it and they disregard that? How many times I've been here on this same platform talking bad about Dak Prescott to this degree. Hey, he got to step up through his throws. He got to go through his progression better. He got to take more leadership in charge of this particular team. It's to the degree that I even had Lady Jessica. You know, Lady Jessica, she called in and direct things at me. She hit me, Lord, you don't know the quarterback. I'm taking my money back, blah, blah, blah. Let me know if I'm lying. Just for me pointing out the obvious. Just for me spitting my truth. I always been fair and balanced. I always said that even Deuce Vaughn standing at 5'5", 170 pounds, these are the things he can do and these are the things he can't do. But I guess the way I say it, I guess people gravitate to only the positive things. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, we always look at things, and I was tell y'all straight up, this guy can do this, he's terrible at that. And when we talked about Mozzie and we had that film analysis to come out, Keanu Bantu, if y'all go back and research what I said, I would rather have the Ben 2 kid, you know what I'm saying, versus a Mozzie. My guy Cormier did the video on Mozzie, and hey, everybody was like, hey, Mozzie is him, dog. And here's the 1,000 truth even with Mozzie. It's still going to take 3 to 4 years to see any fruits of your labors with that. But that is a position that nobody or anybody should look at and say, from tight ends to interior defensive tackles, look for them to do great things year one. Those are things that it takes time. Unfortunately, people hear what they want to hear. Unfortunately, even when I play this video, people will say, man, Law, he ain't worth $50 million. And I'm talking about Dak Prescott. And we talked about this before, too, over here. And I said the only way that the Cowboys can get in front of the market if you come up and give them the money up front early. The longer you wait, the higher that bag is going to become. That's not the player fault. That is absolutely the people that pull the trigger fault on those particular deals. And those are the reality of it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can play this audio. And keep in mind, this video was done a year ago. And these guys were talking about it. Let's listen to it right quick.
My counter to that is the guy in the Super Bowl right now makes about the same money as Dak. So why are we asking one guy to
consider it? He should consider it.
Why?
Along with other, so the team could be better. So the team could be better. He just did it the other way and it didn't work.
I mean, for the team to be better, the Cowboys need to draft better and they need to spend their money better all across the board.
That's another piece to it. But
all right, so these guys were talking about Dak Prescott, and who remember when people was talking about renegotiations or let's restructure his contract and let's go ahead and spread it out. There were half of the fan base said, "Hey man, we just need to get rid of Dak." There's people who still don't understand no trade clause, right? And who probably slept in class, who never really participated in anything with math and not understanding anything with legals and things of that nature, of not understanding what a clause is, right? Meaning that the no trade clause is exactly that, no. Now, he do have the liberty to say, I can remove this trade clause if I got an option to go here. The Cowboys cut their options off once they agreed that can be on the contract. The no trade clause, the no franchise tag, because that comes from an area of they don't have trust. But let's listen to what these boys have right here.
Contract-wise, that's what we're talking about, because Dak Prescott, we're talking about him being extended.
I grew up with parents that were terrible with money, right? And so I could sit there and be like, you know what? I'm going to give my parents more money this money. Not that I give my parents, but had I turned around and been like, here's money, guys, I could keep giving my mom and dad money. It does not mean that they would be able to spend it like they weren't idiots, right? Like, you're presuming that by him taking less, suddenly the Cowboys will use it, and they'll find the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Ooh, I don't know who Smooth is right here, but he cooked this dude right here. He cooked him. He absolutely cooked him, because there's been moments, there's been times where Cowboys had the remunerations, had the money, had the cash flow, and they didn't absolutely know what to do with it. They didn't know what to do with it. They said, we don't know what to do with it. Because when you have a philosophy, that is what you do. When you have a theory of thinking of something, that's what you do. And that, my friend, is what the Cowboys going to continue to do, because they have a philosophy. We can only hope that they change those ways, but man, that's like me thinking that hippo is going to climb a tree. He's not. The hippo plays and waddle around in the mud. And people have a wrong connotations of the hippo. They think the hippo is cute and cuddly. A hippo kills more people a year than a lion. think I'm lying, look it up. A hippo will kill you if you step in their territory. And the Jones family will continue to kill you in these particular aspects of how they manage the cap. Because you think, oh, it's cute and cuddly. Oh, they did this. It's phenomenal.
I'm presuming that the Cowboys are incapable of using the extra money they get, and Dak should go out and get every penny he possibly can because the Cowboys are as much at fault as Dak is.
I don't want to sit up here being a former player making it seem like I'm trying to tell a guy to take 100%. Hey, you got to take less money. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying Dak Prescott should consider it because of the simple fact, if you want guys to surround you to be better, it might take that for you to win and get to where you want to go. Because we already seen he can't damn do it by himself. The proof is in the pudding against the San Francisco 49ers where he coughed up a damn egg.
I don't know if that dude still work for ESPN, but y'all heard what he said. I had to beep it out, though. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, two things can't be true, right? And he did. This was a year ago. You can literally just replay this video and people don't know what year he's talking about. He could be talking about 2021, 2022, or he could be talking about last year. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it's just what it is. It's just what it is, you know? But at the end of the day, I truly believe that if I'm old enough to remember Trent Dilfer winning the Super Bowl, Brad Johnson winning the Super Bowl, Eli, man, come on, Eli won the Super Bowl, not one, but two of them, right? I know for sure you can put things around him. Now, granted, somebody's going to argue and say, well, Law, they did put things around him. And I like what my guy said the other day. My guy, Brandon, he said the other day, hey, man, in 2021, they had a 1,000-yard back. They had 2,000 yards of wide receivers. Dak Prescott had 37 to 38 touchdowns to only what? How many interceptions he had in 2021? I think 9 or 10. And we still couldn't muster out a game. We had a guy that's on that team, particularly by the name of Michael Parsons, had 13 sacks. We still laid the egg in 2021. Those things are very true. He had 9 in 2021. Appreciate you. Or 10, Keith Bruce. Right. And if you peel back those numbers, man, you will look at it and say those numbers were very equivalent. Very equivalent to that year in 2021, if my memory served me correct, to an Aaron Rodgers, to Pat Mahomes. Burrows, I believe, had similar numbers as well in 2021. We're talking about numbers. So I get all of that. But if you Todd France, and appreciate y'all, man, for watching it. If you Todd France, what you going to do? You going to say, hey, wait a minute. My quarterback should be penalized for the 14 penalties that y'all had in 2021 in that game. My quarterback should be penalized for the only time that the wide receiver was targeted 2 times, I believe, CeeDee Lamb in that game. My quarterback, my representative, right, the person that I represent, my client, basically, just last year, supposed to figure out a way to stop Aaron, not Rodgers this time, but Jones. My client, supposed to fall on the sword for what Dan Quinn was able to do. No. I want market value at least. You know what I'm saying? And we start there. I'm not finna take nothing less. And I know for sure, y'all sitting back in this chat, I know for sure y'all ain't finna take more charges for someone else's crime and say, hey, man, I'm going to take it all, man. I ain't. First 48. Rico Jones, sit down in the room. And they give Rico Jones right now, I'm just using you for an example, they give you immunity, you're going to be like, nah, man, I'm going to take this immunity, man. It was law, man. I ain't going to follow the sword for law. Nah, man, law, I love you, dog, but, man, come on, man. I ain't you know. Snitches get stitches. Well, they got to catch me first. Ain't that right? You go 6'9", man. I already know. Rico, you gonna do this to me? You ain't gonna take them charges, man. You snitch. You got me behind bars. Rico! Rico like, nah, dog, hey, man. You know, I'll check up on your family here and there, man. Just, I'll keep the money, man, so when you get out, man, we'll split it, man. I get out, hey, man, the inflation's hit real bad, man, but, hey, hit about 10 racks, though, man. First 48. Oh, my goodness. Riggs! Where you at, man? Where you at? But, you know, here's the thing, though. You can't save everybody, Joneses. You can't save everybody. And right now, this is what I would say. The family did a serviceable deal by giving Dak Prescott that unbelievable super. Oh, okay. Hold on, Brandy. You sent me a super chat. My bad. Let me see. Make sure I get all the way up here. All right. She says, okay, I see it now. Hold on. But y'all bear with me before this super chat goes so far down the line that I won't be able to read it. She says, and I appreciate you, Brandy. One love. Shout out to you. I don't mind Dak criticism. It's based on facts. He needs to step up in big moments. I agree. People not going to like this. But he don't need to be the reason why. Not saying that he was the reason why. But he don't need to add to. He don't need to add to. He don't need to add to, man. There's a problem already there. He don't need to add to it. That's all I'm saying. 2 years back to back in the playoffs, this dude averaged 2 INTs. There's no way that I can even argue against that. For 2 seasons. Dude averaged 2 INTs in playoff games. I don't care if it bounced off the phalanges or if it bounced off of a shoulder pad, if it's too high, too low, or if it's tipped in the air, tip drill, whatever you want to call it. Do something different, man. You know, when you go play the playoff game, go sleep on the other side of the bed, man. Whatever you did before that playoff game, do it different, man, because those are the facts, man. I can't debate that. I can't argue for Dak Prescott in those moments. Right? There's no room for me to say, hey, man, come on, man, hey. I know what you're thinking. You know, I like Chris Rock when he had this stand-up series many moons ago. And he said it's like R. Kelly getting caught with another kid. And it's before R. Kelly was with the kids, or Michael Jackson, one of the two. And it's like, hey, I know what you're thinking. You know, he said, what, another kid? Another kid? Somebody else coming out? Not everybody's lying. Hey, I know what you're thinking. You know, I try to check to see if she was 19, 20, man. Come on, man. Like I'm young, start at 25. Don't be toying around. Come on, R. Kelly. Start at 25, bro. But he's like, hey, I know what you're thinking, man. I thought for sure she was 25, 26. Dog, she's 18. She still got teens in her name, man. She's 18, 19. Come on, man. So that's where we at with Dak. Hey, I know what y'all thinking. The pick six, man, shoot. He would have did better dropping back. I see the defender there. I know CD been being and moaning. You know, I was going to say the other word. I know he been moaning. I'm going to throw this thing to the stands. Yes, it did. I know I'm supposed to have faith in Brandon Cooks on this particular play. But all season I didn't see Brandon Cooks catch that. All season. Name me the game that Brandon Cooks had that particular spot on the field. All year I haven't seen Brandon Cooks run that particular route and catch that particular ball. I wouldn't even look. I know it's a timing route. I know I got to trust my veteran wide receiver to win on that. But damn it, all year you didn't throw that ball right there. That's how I would look at it. So don't do it first time in the playoffs. Robert Howell says, was Dak the only quarterback to throw an INT in the it's part of the game? Oh, let me make sure I'm reading that right. Was Dak Prescott the only quarterback to throw an INT? Is that part of the game? Nah. He wasn't the only quarterback. Nah. But I will say this, that he wasn't look, these are facts. He wasn't the only player that played bad in that game, right? You know, we had tons. CeeDee Lamb had an off day. The entirety of the defense had an off day. The only person that was good with everything is Jake Ferguson. Dak is about to be the highest paid quarterback. F the haters. Yeah, Stokes, you're right. You're right. And speaking of that, let me pull this up right quick, and I appreciate y'all, man. One love to y'all. Let's pull this up for context on how, you know, he is perceived around the NFL, even within the confines of his contemporaries.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest one was my body just, you know, finally having a little time off and getting my body right, eating the right things. And, you know, with that little time, not letting my body go to waste, still, you know, getting the work in that needs to be done, and then ultimately getting ready for the next season.
Well, it worked last season because your snap percentage went up 34%, but your production went up over 3 times in almost every important category. Jake, why was that? What did you do to have all that success in 2023?
I think one of the big focuses I had in the offseason last year was, you know, figuring out and learning to trust our scheme. So when I did get into, you know, the first game of the season, even preseason, I was locked in on our offense and, you know, what we were trying to do on every play. The certain plays that I had that were in our offense to, you know, get me open, and even the ones where, you know, I wasn't the first read, maybe the second or the third read, just knowing, hey, this is an opportunity, this part in the play, I might the ball, this is when I need to be open, and, you know, taking advantage of it.
What was the conversation?
Hey. Before he take this thing and windmill this dunk in, let me add this to the puzzle too. Sometimes the Dallas Cowboys, they get a little too cute. They do. And the Cowboys been that way for a long time. They've been that way. They got a little too cute with my guy over here, because how come we can see something and those guys can't see it? Huh? How come, here you go, they get a little too this. That's so cute. They get a little too cute. It took me a minute to find that photo. That's the Cowboys front office. They got a little too cute. You can't look at this and say it's ugly. You can't look at this and say it's terrible. We got a little too cute. Law, can you break it down? How come we are able to see the growth of Jake Ferguson and understood that given the opportunity, given the chances, given the time, he would be able to do this? We saw that last year. And we already knew that even with Peyton Hendershot, he's okay. But it didn't warrant enough for The Cowboys with the number 2 pick, the second round draft pick with the 58th pick, the Cowboys select Luke Schoonmaker. Come on, it didn't warrant that. We didn't need to double dip in that. We got a little too cute. We did. Somebody say a little. Shoot, that was extremely cute right there, Law. That was extremely cute. We didn't need a Luke Schoonmaker. But damn it, I knew all of y'all was banging on the table talking about, hey, RB dog. Hey, go get that linebacker now. Oh, now you can go and get this player. Go get that player. We didn't even know. There's not a single person that's watching this video right now saying, hey, this is the moment where you go get Luke Schoonmaker. This is what you can do with Luke Schoonmaker right now. Oh, man, hey, with the 58 pick let's go get a Luke Schoonmaker. He's going to be the difference maker. All of our faces was like this. What? A third of the people were talking about, hey, man, who did we wasn't even saying the man's name right. We was calling them Shoemakers, Sean Maker. We were making that doggone name, every name we could find. But we wasn't calling him Luke Schoonmaker. We got a little too cute. We had to see that Dalton Schultz, he was okay with us. We got rid of him. We didn't get nothing in return. I think we probably get a compensatory pick. Y'all let me know if that's happening. I don't think we do, but we might get a compensatory pick for him. And we said to ourselves, man, $11 million, man, nah. We would prefer to have a Jake Ferguson. All right, let's listen to this right here. Watch what he say, though.
Conversations with Dak play into that process, Jake?
I think a lot of it became, sort of routine after practice. If we hit something in practice and maybe I don't connect or I don't catch the ball or it hits off my fingers or, I'm a yard too deep, a yard too shallow, getting with him after practice and, just making sure we get it right, hitting those reps, making sure, okay, when we get here on Sunday, it's lights out. We don't even have to think about it. And when you sort of get that chemistry going, and not only that on the field, but also just, the brotherhood that you create with your teammates, that's also big. And I think that had a really big play in, our chemistry this season and is going to have a lot to do in the future as well.
That Schoonmaker pick was a Stretch Armstrong deal. Jake Ferguson would have been sufficient enough. Peyton Hendershot, the body catcher that he is, even though he played volleyball with the football, would have been okay, all right, cool. But let me make sure I read through all y'all super chats, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. And if I offended anyone, charge it to my head and my heart. Let's go. We stopped right here. Action Power, appreciate you. Robert Howell, appreciate you. Okay, so we started right here. Action Power says Dak in the playoff is what we call a janky D South, janky the South. Okay. I think that the last 2 seasons we got into the playoff and preparation wasn't there. We can literally argue the last 3 seasons of the playoff time. Preparation just terrible. Terrible. There's nobody on the offense that you can say stood out. Period. Outside of 2021, maybe Amari Cooper, when we finally had a series and drive that we utilized both. And that was in 2021. Coop on a whole nother team now. Nobody on the offense. I mean, of course, you can say Ferguson last year. But still, when you look at it, defense and run game really helps the quarterback. All right. Antonio Stokes says, Anton says, Dak about to be the highest paid QB, so F the haters. I think we read that one already. Appreciate you. Robert Howard says, was Dak the only QB in the playoff? It's part of the game. Dak will be the highest paid QB. Haters will be quiet. Yeah. I got one more here. Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your action, pal. Let me give you, boy, you on it, man. Let me give you one of them horns, man. Question: if they expect him to do more at 40, imagine 60 comes to the Joneses, gonna apply hell of a pressure to Dak Prescott. I'm glad that you mentioned that because somebody else, Icy. Jake is the favorite player. He has grits. Yeah, he do have grits, and he have the wherewithal to still be aggressive. And keep in mind, that was his second year, third year shoot. He's about to shine. Here's how it goes. Only in the Cowboys world that when you get paid, they expect that your game automatically increase. And granted, those are expectations for all. But there has been other players to get paid $250 million that they haven't done nothing more or nothing less, and some, majority of them, did less work. Deshaun Watson got paid $250 million. How many playoffs did he win? What's his playoff record? This boy got 200. It was some 200 million guaranteed. What's the guy named Callum Murray? Got paid over $250 million. Same expectations. Herbert, over $250 million. I don't even know if Herb ever won a playoff game. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter. But every year we continue to talk about this particular quarterback. And of course, we the Cowboys. We them boys. It's not about the APY, Kelvin. It's about the guarantees money. 40, anywhere between 42 to 55 to 60. It doesn't matter. Truth be said right here, and then we can segue right into it right now. Because people who don't understand how the salary cap stuff works, they will only look at the APY. And they will only look at, hey, this is what they're getting. Which is not the conversation. This is Dak Prescott. And he signed and I hope that you guys can follow along. You probably had to zoom in on your phone or what have you. Dak Prescott signed a 4-year, $160 million contract. And then they were able to squeeze $66 million of that signing to a signing bonus, 126 guaranteed. But keep in mind the signing bonus is already in the pocket. So the average annual salary was $40. And he will earn the base of the $29. Okay, so that's more money in zeros than we ever seen in our life, unless we got some multimillionaires that's watching this stuff, right? So when we think about this, and if you understand this, what you're trying to do is get around and circumvent the cap. So what I want to do here is, let me see if I can be Sharpie Law. We're going to be Sharpie Law for a second, and let me know if you guys can see. I know you guys can see this. What I want to educate most people on is this bracket right here. This is what count. The cap hit. We are in a cap league. So in 2021, all Dak Prescott counted against the cap was $17 million. $17 million. 17, just put that in your mind, put that into your thoughts, put that into your hearts and understanding how this stuff works. It's not that he's a $40 million APY quarterback. He was a $17 million quarterback for 2021. And then when 2022 roll around, he was a $19 million. You can round that up to $20 million if you want to be precise. Quarterback. They played around with They played around with this thing, and they restructured 4.9 so they can squeeze it down to $19 million. His biggest cap hit since he's been in the league, since he's been on this team, is this right here. Last season of $26.8 million. What's happening now, if the Cowboys refuse to give him an extension on his contract, he would then, dare I say, go against the cap, which hurts this league, or which hurts the Cowboys, of the exact number of $59.4 million. We round it up and we say $60 million. The thing is that when you have $60 million against the cap, that is a big chunk of the cap number. That means that you won't be able to sign other guys. You can stretch other people's contract out. You can spread it out like peanut butter. But what will happen is that still you will have to pay the $60 million. And for 2025, you have to pay, dare I say, $36 million. 36 and 60 is $96 million. And then in 2026, his cap hit, regardless of it, you can't prorate it, you can't spread it out, it will be $11 million. That's the year 2026. So the only way that you can absorb all of this I think there's like a golden color or amber. Shout out to Ambers. If you extend them, that's the only way. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. That's what you got to do. What's hindering this team is the fact that you can't get from up under this, because there is, even if you can't stand Dak Prescott, and I get it, you have every valid reason to not stand the Cowboys, Dak Prescott. But the number one thing is you can't trade this, and you can't tag a franchise tag on him due to the fact that he got those no trade clause on his contract. So you can circumvent this with other players, dare I say. You can work things out with other guys. For example, we're looking at Michael Gallup contract. He signed right now a 5-year contract of $57.5 million, which included a $10 million contract. Woo! A $10 million signing bonus. I'm talking about the man, for what he's able to do for the National Football League playing with the Cowboys is remarkable. That's money. That's money. On top of that, if you stroll down, his cap hit for the 2024 season is 13.8. We can round that up to $14 million. For the next season, it's $15 million. It's $15 million from there. Equivalent to what you were paying for Dak Prescott in 2021 and 2022. If you add these two numbers together, it was more. Keep this in mind. When Gallup was getting paid his money before that time frame, when he first got onto the team, believe it or not, due to the fact that when he was drafted, he was getting paid more money than Dak Prescott. Lord, do you have any truth to that? Give me 1 second. Career earnings, we click on this right here. He was getting paid more money than your quarterback in 2019, 2020, all the way up into 2021. If you just do the quick math right quick. But that's a whole nother conversational piece. Shout out to Michael Gallup for getting his bag. You can literally cut him, and you can prorate and spread some of that money if you make him a post-June 1 cut. And you can spread it out, and that would save about $8 million. But here's how this thing works. If he doesn't get traded or someone else don't absorb this money, you still got to pay the piper. You still got to pay the $15 million, the 2 consecutive years, all the way up to 2026. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to tell y'all a little thing about money. When you kick it around and do all of those things, it come back to bite you. Why? They restructured $2.3 million in 2023, and it appears that they finna restructure $2.3 million in 2024. So that's just how this goes. And according to the agent that we talked to, Spotrac, however you want to call them, they may be off by $5 to $10 million, give or take. So that, my friend, is where we at when we start talking about this money and what we gonna do and what we need to do with this player and that player. Unfortunately. Somebody said, keep charging. Scorpio said, keep charging the credit card. Yeah, keep charging the credit card. Yeah. That's hey, charge the card. The best way to get out of all of this, ladies and gentlemen, is to go long. If you go short, it's gonna hit you. If you stay put, it's gonna hit you. You got to go long, baby. You gonna have to go long. It's just like trading stocks. There's only 3 spots. Yep. There's only 3 spots. Buy, sell, or stay put. 2 strategies. You can go long or go short. Kansas City Chiefs went with the long game. They ain't played around with it. They said, give me this dude for 10 years, right? That's big trust right there. And then we can always dab and dib into the contract. Shoot. You can do that too. Even with a house. It's 30-year, 15. You go with a 30-year, and then if you just want to go ahead and own the property, pay it off like you're doing a 15-year. Woo! Free game. Shoot. You can go with the 30-year mortgage and having a mindset, I'm going to pay this out for 15 years. That way you don't paint yourself into a corner. You got wiggle room within the confines of your doggone mortgage. Yes, indeed. But some people say, I'm going to go with a 15-year deal. You don't have that. Then if things get tight and on the squeeze, you're going to have to go back and dance to restructure that for the 30. Come on, man. It ain't rocket scientists around here. See, it's simple, but yet complex. Ooh-wee, man. It's simple, but yet complex. Shoot. Gatson says people need to stop blaming Dak for what the QB market dictates. Ooh. It's up to Jerry and Stevens to draft better, for one, and to find gems in free agency and in the draft. Let me give you another one of these right here, bro. Let me give you another one. Oh my God. Life like this, I wish raindrops would fall. Look at Ryan Mitchell, bi-weekly payments. Ooh. And even if that hurts you a little bit, you can just send in an extra payment a year. Just one extra. In 30 years, shoot, you'll be able to pay that house off early. So those are things, man. The name of the game is you got to operate smart. Now, I don't have a chemical engineer degree like Stephen Jones. I never touched the amount of money that Stephen Jones touched. Now, I ain't going to say that I never will, because you just never know. You know what I'm saying? My numbers may hit next week, you know? But what I'm saying is, I know I graduated top of my class, and I know the position that I got in. You got to take a test to get in there, and you got to go through some clearances. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, not bragging or boasting or anything, but I'm just saying, principles are still principles. You just can't go in that thing and say, okay, I'm going to make my own. No. At the end of the day, what they say, I don't make the rules. Why to do that?
Not the one who make the rules, right? Do it, left, do it, right, do it, left, do it, right, do it.
That's just what it is. That's just what it is. We can't make the rules. We just got to just fall in line. Or fall in. Or fall in. Ain't that right, Kimberly? Yeah, ain't that right, Mr. Right, Antoine? You just got to fall in. Or fall in. That's all you got to do. You got to fall into that thing, you know, unfortunately. But when you do things wrong and you're expecting to get the different results, man, it's just gonna bust you across the face every time. It's just what it is. It's going to bust you across the face, and the Cowboys, from a contract aspect of it, got bust across the face. Todd France, they didn't fall asleep in class. And teams that operate differently, they can't roll that way, because at the end of the day, they be getting their walking papers. Oh my goodness. What happened to Steve if he was on another team? Yeah, he was pretty good, man. His morale was great, but hey, oh man, Steve was a real good employee. Steve Jones, man, yeah, man, he was real good, man. They got rid of him. Why they fired him? Yeah, man, the way he orchestrated that contract. Yeah, it's a damn shame, man. He was on time. He was at work early. He stayed up late at night. But, man, you know, they got rid of him. Yeah, he's a real good guy. That's life. That's the reality to about 30 other teams. But when you a mom and pops, Steve can burn this thing. He can burn it to the ground. And I'm not picking at him. Guess what Steve gonna have? He gonna wake up having a job. Yeah, this is what it is. There's somebody right now, Envy, DX Flash, or Donald Bus that's in here watching, probably be one of the sharpest employees there. Be on time, get the employee of the week and the employee of the month. They get all of the good stuff. Far as fixing coffee, bringing Starbucks to everybody. Hey, man, you just bring donut day, just been doing all of that good stuff. But let them mess up one good time. And it's a mom and pop's business, shoot. Let them mess up. And they're working under that mom and pop. They fired. They fired. That's just what it is, man. Hey, it ain't fair, you know, man. But Steve was able to do it, and he keep his job. Hey, man, you ain't Steve. You fired, bro. I'm going to go to HR. Yeah, that's all right. HR is on our back pockets. You know what I'm saying? So some of the people that even work for these corporate, that's in the private section, I'm going to go to HR, man. I'm going to let them know. Yeah. HR, their duty is to secure the owners. So you going to HR talking about an HR issue, they're like, yeah, okay, all right, well, we get our ombudsman, you know, to look into this. Yeah, that's a person that's supposed to be unbiased to the situation, but we're going to take a real good care of you. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't on your side. You all in the HR business telling everything. And tell me more. And the whole time they looking through your emails to find one little thing they can fire you for. Oops, I'm talking too much now. They call 224 into the office, and yeah, come on with it, baby. Ron Mitchell says HR, the ops, they don't even know. They talking to the ops. Yeah, and tell me again. and you didn't report that? Now, as we was doing our discovery, we see on tape that you're supposed to have a 15-minute break. You've been taking 25, and we did this research, and we seen that you've been doing that for the whole year. All right, they get rid of you. The HR, the ops, and no offense to the HR people that's working right now, that's following this channel and watching me. You know what I'm saying? Don't go snitch on me. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, find out where law at. You know what I'm saying? Put it like this. It's 2:19. Yeah, we got enough time. You can be at a job at a corporate organization. You supposed to get off at 5 o'clock. You go to HR and you telling them about things that you seen that's supposed to be fixed around here, and you've been working a little extra, unreported. 5:45 extra. We like to call 224 in. We see that you've been working extra and not reporting your time. And due to, these, we're going to have to let you go. They would let you go for working extra and not reporting the time. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, you better make sure. You better make sure if your time is 8 to 5, you working 8 to 5. Yeah. You can't win for losing. So the Jones family, by being a family-run business, man, come on, man, shoot. HR equals 6'9". Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Somebody right now like, hey, man, come on, man. I gotta act like I'm on their side. I'm in the HR department. Come on, Lord, don't tell me too much secrets now. Don't give out too much of it, Right. Right on my time clock. No time clock. Yes, it do. Never do the exit interview yet. Ooh, tell me more on why you decided to go elsewhere. They already on the phone talking to other people on the other side like, yeah, he ain't really that good of an employee. Yeah. Yes, indeed. You read and understood the code of conduct and the policy of 2017. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Work all day, he come back to the office, you fired. Yeah. But neither here nor there. That's where the Cowboys are at. I think I covered everything. Look at his face. Look at the countenance on his face. I would say this though. I think I found everything. Okay. Yeah, that's the article from David Moore. Shout out to David Moore. He does a great job with the Cowboys, but we all know that David Moore, he's one of them. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those guys that they get that good information from the family. You know what I'm saying? So, let me see. We went over everything today. We went over everything. Okay, we went over everything. Good. Yeah, and we are right at. We talked about that already. Okay, good. Let's go up into right at 3 o'clock. We'll open up the lines. Appreciate you, man. The phone lines will be brought to you by Prize Picks today. Be sure to check out Prize Picks. Use promo code LAW on all of your picks or to get remunerations absolutely to your side. If it's your first time ever downloading Prize Picks, they will match up to $100 of your first $100 deposit. So be sure to do those things. As we get this music going on, as they say,
Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, have me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free to the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I've been waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Let me. Whenever I switch over, it gonna kill y'all ears a little bit. So give me a 1 if the audio's straight now. Give me a 1. Give me a 1 if the audio's straight. In the chat, give me a 1. Mic check, 1. Give me a 2 if it's not. Give me a 1 in the chat if everything's good. Come on. All right. Come on. I see y'all with the ones. No 2. And we lay low. Come on. From the 908 Sway. You're live.
Yo, Lord, what's going on? Yo.
Yeah, all is well.
You hear me, Lord?
Yeah, I got you. You're live now.
All right, so basically what I was going to say is that that knowledge that you did with the HR was funny. It's funny as like that's it's so true because I work in corporate too. So it's like you be thinking HR's on your side. HR want to know what liabilities are you going to say that they basically the lawyer of the company, really, or the PR of the company. But what I was going to say is that on that Dak Prescott situation. At the end of the day, you have to pay Dak Prescott. But at the same time, I understand from the other folks' position saying that you can't pay him top quarterback money. But that goes back to Stephen Jones, and I'm going to keep saying this. Stephen Jones just doesn't know how to negotiate. You didn't have to pay him $60 million this year. You could negotiate a contract last year after the year that he had.
Yeah.
You think Dak Prescott I'm not saying Dak Prescott was going to get top quarterback money, but he would have been a lot more lenient with 23 touchdowns and 15 interceptions coming off that season with the negotiation. That's when you start negotiating.
Ooh, you would have got him real. You probably would have got him at 45, 48 if you'd have jumped in it before Hurts got paid.
Oh, God. Like, you probably got 45, 48, and they give him the years. And now, at that point, you're selling the idea we want you. Like, we don't care about the 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. We want you. Here's his 5-6-year contract.
Right.
Now you give him on a discount. So his last 3 years of his contract, you can void it, and you have a whole. It's like kind of like the Russell Wilson contract. His last 2 years, he can void they can void that contract, and that's why they're getting rid of him a little bit early. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because, like you said before, his cap hit was what, $26 million last year.
Yeah, 26. Yeah.
And we ain't want to trade for Derrick Henry. We ain't want to pay that money. Come on, bro. Like
Come on with it.
They tricking you guys. Like they're not spending no money this year. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. And the reason why they're not spending no money is because Stephen Jones, he's not good at negotiating. Like how many years at Stephen Jones as a GM are you going to realize he's not like his father? He's someone that grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth and was given the GM job, and he never done a great job. What has he done that was great? He ain't won Deion Sanders, and remember he ain't won Deion Sanders in '95, and then Jerry had to overpower his son and get Deion Sanders, and that was the hump that got that third Super Bowl ring in 4 years.
Yeah.
So Stephen Jones almost messed up a dynasty, and then you go back from Ezekiel Elliott. The only thing that Stephen Jones has, I say that we should listen to him was the Ezekiel Elliott situation. But even that, I'm mad because the reason why Ezekiel Elliott messed up our whole situation, why Jerry Jones will listen to Stephen Jones a little bit more, is because Stephen Jones looks back at that contract situation and say, "Hey, Dad, I told you not to sign Ezekiel Elliott top running back money.
Yeah.
You overpowered me. You signed Ezekiel Elliott, and look what that got me." So now he got that overpower, and now we got to deal with the consequences the rest of the way.
Right, man. You right on the money with that because we still paying for Zeke right now, and I'm not saying that Zeke didn't earn his contract, but one of the things that you can look back at if you're looking at the flow of how running backs were getting paid, that was like, hey, you already had the example with Todd Gurley, right? So it's and Le'Veon Bell. So you had the pre-examples, and you drafted Tony Pollard. I think Tony Pollard was a third-round draft pick?
I think it was 5th or 6th.
Oh, he was 5th or 6th round draft pick. So you should have been looking to match that up and say, I get it. We drafted a running back. We need to see what this would look like. But I'm not going to put that all on Zeke, because Zeke made it his business to jump in front of the quarterback to say, hey, pay me, because he did it a year early, So Rocky Arsenal was very brilliant in jumping in a year early versus waiting a year later.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And then with the Dak Prescott situation, it's just a tough cookie, because from Dak Prescott, if he wants to win the championship, logically he would say, I might not want to get the top quarterback money. Let me get 3rd or 4th. Tony Romo did when we re-signed him. I think he was like the 6th highest quarterback at the time when we re-signed him. We didn't pay him top quarterback money. He took a little bit of money off, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you haven't shown me anything that you can sign good free agents. The times where my cap hit didn't really affect the team. So why would I take? It's like, why would I like? It's like, why would you expect anything different if I'm going to take less money? Like, I'm not. Like, you haven't given me no track record that you assign quality free agents in the offseason.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm looking like I got egg on my face.
Man,
so
no
it's
doubt.
really a catch-22.
Man, it's a catch-22, man. So the only way we can figure this out, it will be to do the things that nobody want to hear, and that is to give Dak Prescott a 10-year contract, right? They'll spread it out, or, and I'm not saying that'd be the extreme aspect. It's like what the Kansas City Chiefs did. What most people don't want to hear would be to extend Dak Prescott, because it's already divided. We already have a third of the people that don't like Dak Prescott because of what his playoff record is and what he did in big games or what have you. And then you have another people that say, hey, you got to add more and more weapons around him. And that's the inability of the front office of not being able to do those things. So it's like a circular motion, man, that we can look back at and say, damn.
But I would say this, though. If we don't sign Dak Prescott before March 13th, that's when free agency starts in the NFL. At that point, now I'm hardballing. Like, if we can't get any free agents, it's not going to really affect us. When we're going to sign Dak Prescott, and we're going to sign him after free agency. Now, at that point, I got to look at it as now I'm hardballing you. Like, it's going to extend all the way to August, September. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got a baby. It's your first baby. Do you want to stay in Texas or not? Do you want to be the Dallas Cowboys quarterback and get all this you call it endorsements for being the Dallas Cowboys quarterback or not? The future is yours.
No doubt,
what do you want to do?
No doubt, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it too.
No doubt, man. Good call from him. All right, so what I didn't do on the show is went back and show you guys, and I just want to show you. Okay, so for this year, and I'm glad I found this feature on Spot Rack, shout out Spot Rack, and I'm gonna share this link so that you guys can play around with it. And this will be the first time that I'm gonna really show you guys with tangible information about how all of this works. Okay, and I'm glad that they have this feature here. And remember, far as the up-to-date stuff, they may be off by $5 or $6 million, but that's neither here nor there. So if you look at this model right here, you see Dak Prescott, he's $59 million against the cap. For this year, Zach Martin is $28 million against the cap. D-Law is $20 million against the cap. CD Lamb, he's $17 million against the cap. Diggs is 16, and Gallup is right at 13.8, right? We're not even going to go all the way down, but we got a lot of guys. I've even heard that Brandon Cook said he's 10. So let's look at last season, and we're going to go and see if this is going to update. If this do, man, we can go all the way back, and we can go show you guys what we're talking about. You see in 2023, Dak Prescott counted $26 million against the cap. Law counted 17, Martin 11, Pollard 10 because of the franchise tag, right? All right, so let me know if you guys can see that, right? Let me know if you probably had to zoom in. All right, so bear with me. All right, so that was 2023. We're going to look at 2022. We're going to update. And this is the breadcrumbs here. Dak Prescott, he did count it the most. He still counted $19 million against the cap. Zeke, 18, 17, and 14. Those numbers are relatively, believe it or not, low. But it's really high for a running back to count 18, but that's a whole nother storyline. Smith, 17 million, 14 million, D-Law, right? And Zach Martin right at 12. And then we did that franchise tag on Dalton Schultz. Remember, you can't prorate that money. You can't spread that money out so it can hit less or what have you. That 10 million counts really hard, okay? And then we're going to go to 2021. Ooh-wee, y'all pay attention. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers, all right? And let me know if you guys can still see this, okay? Give me something in the chat. Okay, good. You good. You guys can see this, okay? D-Law, once again, in 2021, he counted $25 million against the cap. Coop, $22 million against the cap. $17 million against the cap for Dak Prescott, Zach Martin, Terrence Smith, both of those guys, 7, okay? Zeke, only $6 million. That's not bad at all for $6 million in 2021, right? And remember, they kept restructuring, pushing things back and these sorts of things. So we're going to go to 2020, okay? And let's look at this 2020, and we're going to let the other caller on. But I want to give you guys this right here. 2020, we had a real low cap. This was the year they renegotiated. They absolutely worked with the Cowboys on this. They had $26 million in cap space, and they rolled that money over. Remember, they were talking about, well, we still got to pay X, Y, and Z. But against the cap, we had $26 million of free money in 2020, and they didn't do anything with it. But what we did was Coop counted only $12 million against the cap, Zeke 10, Law 9, Tyron Crawford 9. Do y'all see Dak Prescott name anywhere on this list? Where he at? You don't even see his name somewhere around here, man. Let me see if I can go by position. Where the Q's at? Where Q's at? Q. You had, at that time, because it was 2020, and he signed that contract, so it didn't count, so it prorated to the next year. So you had Andy Dalton counting $3 million, and you had Benjamin Anthony DiNucci counting $633,000, and Gilbert, for $529. Okay, so let's move to the next year. And we're just going to look at the cap hits right here. Let's look at 2019. Ooh-wee, boy, they keeping all of the receipts here, baby. So, I got to go premium. I don't know if I'm going to go away premium. Baby, I might have to go purchase this, man. If they go all the way back to the premium part. Look, they say 2019, you got to go premium. I might have to pay it just for the nation, man. Somebody send me a cash app right quick. But let me let the next caller on. But y'all I'm going to pay for it because I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to go back to 2016 just so I can let y'all know who went against the cap, etc. But let me squeeze this in right quick before I let the next caller on. Right now, Trey Lance, he's going into his final year of his contract. His cap hit will be, for the 2024 season, $5.3 million against the cap. You're going to have to draw up a new contract for him. You can't put him on the 5th-year option because that equivalent about right at $20 to maybe $25 million for a 5th-year option. Here's what I'm seeing here. This could be an inside deal because I want you guys to pay attention to this right here. CAA. They all under the same umbrella, man. Come on. Yeah. They all under the same umbrella. CAA, Todd France, and all of those boys, they in the same kitchen. They gonna work something out. Trust and believe me, they gonna work something out, ladies and gentlemen. That's just how this stuff works, man, in the shadows of this world. All right, from the 206, you in the mix. MJ, you all right? MJ!
No, hold on.
Let me circle back to you, man. I don't know what MJ doing over there, but man, I got Point Dexter, man, from the 409. What's on your mind, bro?
What's up? How you doing, my brother?
Hey.
I just want to tell you that I am also an Aquarius. My birthday was February the 3rd.
Oh man, that's a nice day, man. A nice day to be born on February the 3rd.
Man, I was in New Orleans, man, Mardi Gras, and having a ball with the family, man. It was a great birthday. Had a great time on my birthday. What I want to talk about, we talking contracts, we talking Dak Prescott.
Money.
I remember when Dak Prescott signed. He already said, yeah, we got this contract, but in a year or two, this contract gonna be one of the lowest contracts, out there. I really appreciate Dak Prescott because, he played football, but he understands, just like you were saying about HR and the ops, he understands who the ops are. You know what I mean? When he's not one that you're going to take out on the boat, you know what I mean, and smooth with you and everything like you said. He's going to let the business take care of the business.
Right.
I think that's something, we have the Joneses, they act like they your friends, they'll take you out on the boat, they'll do all kinds of things and whatever, but they are the ops, and you should treat them that way. And I appreciate Dak Prescott for treating them as the ops, you know what I mean? Because they have been throwing them around from day one. Now you think, what if they would have came and gave him an extension? It did.
Uh-oh, you all right? Hello? Hey, man, they done got you, man. They done got you, dog. Hello? You talking too much truth over there, man. Hello? Hello?
All right, man.
All right, man, the opposite got you, man. Appreciate you, Point Dexter, man. Good call from a man. Hey, man, that's what happened. I had somebody say, hey, Law, you got to dial it down a little bit, man. You can't be talking too much now. They'll come knock on that door, bro.
FBI, open up!
They'll come knock on that door, man. But he's right, man. 48 laws of power. 48 laws of power. Despise. Write this down. The free meal. The free lunches, man. Not everything is free. And when some people, I hope I'm not out speaking my wisdom teeth, and you should keep your wisdom teeth. Oops. You see, people, when they take your wisdom teeth out, when they take the wisdom teeth out, who know that's a $3 billion industry? Your teeth is like $3,000 a teeth. Oops, I'm talking too much. My bad. Where were we? Oh, okay. Let me stop talking. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say here is that Prescott, and I'm not advocating for this man to get the $60 million APY or whatever. What I'm advocating for the Cowboys to do is to make sure that they get the best deal possible. And somehow, some shape, form, or fashion, they wait to the last minute and the trust is broken, and now they're fighting each other. The agency, the CAA agency, which, Todd France work up under, right? That particular agency is now looking at it like, hey, we looking for the bottom line, and we can see how y'all moving. We're going to put this no trade clause on the contract. We're going to put this no franchise tag on the contract. But let me see if my guy, man, finished cooking his fish over here, man. All right, from the 206, you in the mix, man. Talk to me.
What up, Law? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing great, man. They said, man, you a frying fish over here, man. What you got going, though, bro?
No, I was washing the car because it stopped raining in L.A., so I had to get the car clean.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, but you keep it clean, man. I already know you got to keep it clean, man.
Gotta keep that baby clean.
Yeah. Put some
shine
on the tires and everything. Yeah.
The shine, yep. But I can see the fans, they get mad about Dak. But, we got to blame Dak and Kellen Moore and
like McCarthy, because when they get in the playoff games, it's like they go brain dead. You know what I'm saying? So they got to stop doing that, and that's pissing the fans off. Because now, I'm going to give Dan Quinn, I'm going to give the defensive credit. In 21, we had 2 chances to drive down the field on the 49ers, and we choked on the offensive side. So that got Brandon mad. And then we did it when the score was 6-6, and they called that stupid pass to 88, and it got intercepted, changed the momentum against the 49ers, and then we got beat 19-12. So that what got the fans mad. So on them situations,
right, situational football.
Dak Prescott got to do like he did against Miami. I thought he finally broke the curse against Miami, because when Miami scored, and then he took us all the way down the field, and we got the lead. But I wasn't confident in the defense. Like you say, something just can't go right. But they kept them to 20. But then they came down and kicked Dak took the lead, went up 2019. Then they came down, kicked the field goal, and beat us 22-20.
Yeah.
So we gotta put everything together at once. And I'm kind of glad, like I said, Quinn, I don't know what he was doing, but he tried to make our D tackles, Fiocco, and number 99 out of Iowa, y'all. He's a really good DN. If you go watch the Iowa tape, when he played for Iowa, they come run on the edges on him. But
talking about Chauncey Golston.
Yeah.
Now, you remember? You remember? I was saying about a couple of weeks ago that there was a guy, a personal trainer right here in Texas, said, man, he had to untrain. He had to untrain the techniques that he was taught because he was so poorly taught. You know what I'm saying? I can't give his name out, but those are things that he was talking about because he personally trained Chauncey. You know what I'm saying? So
he trained Chauncey to be a DN.
Yeah. He said because Chauncey got the height, the damn size to be on that edge, and he's coming out of Iowa. That was his strong suit on stopping the run.
That's his strong suit.
Yeah.
And Quinn, and the same with Fiocco. If y'all, all the Cowboy fans, I know y'all disappointed, but them DNs, them guys are strong DN. They 260, 270, real DNs.
Yeah.
You can't run on them.
But when you get poorly, when you get poorly coached and you get poorly trained, you gonna see those things.
Try to make them D tackles. When I heard they try to make guys, Fiocco wasn't hurt. They just put him on to play like he was hurt, and try to make Golston a D tackle. Man, we got all our people all out of whack. So they got to get retrained, y'all. Go back to their normal position, because dumb Quinn gone. And, man, Quinn ought to be ashamed. I'm still pissed off at Quinn, y'all.
Well,
we can be mad at...
Well, we get a chance to see him twice a year now, bro. We get a chance to see him twice a year. So you can level off all your frustration twice a year, 2 times for your mind. Yeah.
Law. Now, this is going to make y'all mad. I keep saying it, Law.
What are you going to do?
They're going to have a cold-blooded defense, y'all, because Quinn finally got him some D tackles that could dominate. Now his defensive ends can eat. Did y'all hear me?
Well, here's the other part of it, though. Fortunately, he's not going to have as much as to say on how they play defense. Joe Witt Jr. is going to be the DC now. So you're going to see you may see some of the similar things, but not all of the same things. So, but it's going to fall under Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is very smart into that degree of going and getting Joe Witt Jr., and making sure he can go.
And look, Cowboy fan, he sabotaged it because he could have got anything he wanted. Then he go get Ken Norton Jr. to train his linebacker. Oh, sucker.
And that's the other thing, too. That's the other thing that people fail to realize. Ken Norton Jr. teaching these linebackers what to do, juxtaposed to Darian Thompson and Scott McCurley. Look, that's not going to be the same defense. But what most people are looking at it is like, the Washington team finna be the same defense. No, they got Ken Norton there. You know, if we would have picked up Ken Norton, if we'd have had Ken Norton on his team to coach this defense, it wouldn't have been Marquise. Now, Marquise Bell is still a stud in my opinion. I still like Marquise Bell, but damn it, he's only 205. I'm quite sure that Ken Norton would have got the most out of Rashaan Evans. He would have still had Devin Harper here. He would have still had yeah.
Look what you just said. Now look, but I'm not worried because the good thing with us is, okay, guys, what's gonna save us? Well, you just saving McCurley and all them. What you call is gonna coach them how to coach our linebackers. Thank God, Zimmer in his press conference, he said, I like to coach my coaches.
Right.
So what he's saying, you gonna do what I tell you to do, and this is how I want my linebackers coach.
Right. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what's saving us. But come on, Dak Prescott, you got now. I'm gonna vote for you, Dak. But this is Dak. I can't. Dak, we love you. Me and Law love you. They're gonna give the contract. He gonna get about 55. What's the highest paid quarterback right now? 55.
55. Yeah. 55.
Yeah, he'll probably get 56 to 57. So that's perfect.
Right.
Spread it out, and then you're gonna sign CeeDee Lamb. They're gonna sign all their 3 best players.
Here's how this go though. You know, 55 is where they started negotiating. You know. That's where they start at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you got to account that, you know, the salary cap going up $8 million, so they're going to add those numbers to it, and then it's going to go up from there. So they're going to maybe it's going to be 60, maybe 61, 62 APY. But what we want to look at is the guarantees. The guarantees. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to get 60, though, 61, man. I think he'll get 57, 58. That's my call.
It only depends. It only depends on the average years too, though. You know that plays a major role. So if he goes south of 55, that means that they only sign him for like a 2-year deal or something, and he would take that, right? He would take a 45 or 40, something like that for a 2-year extension or a year or extra extension, 2-year extension. Normally it's 2 or 3, so he would do that. But if it's north of 60, 61, 62, look for that contract to be
6 years,
4 or 5 years, you know, or maybe 5 or 6 years. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's gonna go. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying?
but I gotta give Brandon credit.
Right.
I know you hear all the Cowboy fans. Okay, guys, this gonna come down. I'm not worried about my defense no more. That's covered. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. That's gonna be covered. Because I know it's gonna be McCarthy. You gotta use the running game. And you got to call the right plays, come play out. Stop. And like you said, Law, why you throwing a slant? You never threw a slant to number 3 before, but you're going to do it. Come on, man.
Yeah, man, come on, man. These are the plays, like, if y'all go back, I promise y'all, man, if y'all go back, the only time that Dak threw a slant to Brandon Cook was when he was on the right side, not his left. You know what I'm saying? Or the only time that he threw, like, the completions to Brandon Cooks are your deep overs, your deep crossers, you listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Deep overs, deep crossers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dak all year didn't connect that well with even Brandon Cooks on a vertical. He didn't connect well with him.
He was now, Law. Them 2 boys that we got late, San Diego and the old Pittsburgh receiver, I'm telling y'all, they gotta feed their family, man. And that's got 6'4". He fast still, and the guy from San Diego that was burning people that we got on the team, it's gonna be good. We got some dangerous receivers, y'all. So Dak, you need to practice on them deep throws, because you're gonna have a lot of them this year. But Dak Prescott, if you hear this
before you go though, you know who he was good with on the deep throw?
Who?
He wore number 9.
Oh, yes.
That joker, he will overthrow him. He'll run up under that thing.
Yeah, you gotta go get that, man.
Go watch that touchdown that he threw to Kevontae Turpin in that 49ers game. them rascals, they never go back to that dang on play. And I'm sitting there like, go back to that. Use that. Yeah.
Law, you saying something. That's what I'm saying. McCarthy, man, you got to stop favoriting. You got to go on and play the receivers. Use your speed, bro. And we got a lot of good players that are going to show off for y'all this year. You just got to get the right free agency and draft the right player. And Cowboy fans, just because we lost, y'all coming online saying we can't draft. Man, get out of here. We've been having the best draft for the last 10 years. We ain't been coaching. Don't talk about this. I don't hear nothing, but it's the coaching. Your coaching makes a matter.
Here's what you got to do. Here's what you got to do, though, with drafting. It takes 3 years to really grade a draft, right? But you got to also understand that drafting is only a part of it. You got to have other acquisitions like your trade and your free agency. You know, you can't hold on to players too long and get nothing back in return, too. So I think that the Cowboys just need to work on that. They just need to work on that.
No, and still showed he showed the D tackle from the New England Patriots. You could get him, big 330, powerful, number 92. And hey, if I'm going all in, Law, I'm going to get 92 from New England and number 90, the boy from the Colts. And Hank. Your running game.
But I like your running game. I like Tim Settles a little bit better, and I like the kid Javon Kinlaw. I think that those two boys. He played for the Bills. We couldn't do nothing on him, boy. He played for the Bills, big boy down inside. He's 26.
Okay. He's better than him. I don't think he's better than the Colts guy though.
No. Colts guy, he's seasonal. Yeah. They got more experience. Yeah. But if I got Jonathan Hankins, if I'm gonna bring back Jonathan Hankins anyhow, I would rather go young with that spot and see if I can get those guys because they teetering right at that door right before they get to those levels. But I give it what you're saying, and I appreciate you so much, MJ. Thank you for calling in.
How about some Cowboys? Come on, y'all. Let's get behind our quarterback. That's the only person we got.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Appreciate you, man. That's MJ. All right. But y'all give it what I'm saying. I went back and I watched what my guy Skywalker straight up great homework what the brother did right there. But I'm thinking that guy, he's asking for about 11 to 12 million APY. I'm not trying to count the money, but I think that you can probably just go ahead, Cowboys. Make a play at Javon Kinlaw right now, man. I think that right now, if you go with Javon Kinlaw, you can catch him right before he goes to that thing right here, before he rises up, you know. Yeah. Church taking us to church right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Law, he says Tim Settles. You could probably get both of them, Settles and Kinlaw. Yeah, Hanks. What we got to understand with Hanks is that he's gonna be that bridge guy. You bring him back, I think he fallen in love with Dallas, right? With the city and everything. And I think that he would be a good piece to bring back in to help Mozzie develop or what have you. And then these other boys like Javon Kinlaw, they already been in the league for a couple of years. And Tim Settle, yeah. And then Osa, what we got to do with Osa, this is going into a contract year for him. And he's been teetering around with 3 and 5 sacks a season. Now, this is going to be the craziest thing of it all. Osa is now, and I'm not dogging Durde. I'm not dogging Aiden Durde, baby. But Osa now, because he worked out with my other guy that I'm talking to, and hopefully we can do an interview with him his off season. Osa in this contract year, I'm not being this dude. I'm not trying to poke Kool-Aid. But we've seen things like this happen before. Osa might give you about 8-9 sacks this season, or might give you double-digit sacks. Now you be having to talking about, hey, what you gonna do with Osa? Don't sleep on Osa, y'all. Baby, I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on him. All right, Rush, man, from the 843, you're live on the Nation, brought to you by Prize Picks. You in the mix. Talk to me.
Hey, Law, what's going on?
What's good with you, bro? Talk to me.
Hey, man, I was piggybacking off of what my man Mark was talking about earlier about number 9. I think that if they play him, I think he's a better receiver on the outside as a burner than Cooks is. To me, you know.
My point exactly. You know what I've seen here, and I hope people don't take this negatively. I've seen CeeDee Lamb line up too much inside that took away what you wanted to have Cooks at. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where Cooks normally, when you look back at the older tapes or what have you, he normally lines up where CeeDee Lamb is at. And see, now you have Cooks when he's in the game with CeeDee Lamb. He's more on the outside. We've seen Cooks having issues getting off of his releases. We had people to sit on a few routes because where Cooks kill you at is when he had the two-way goals, right? So people were able to roll coverage one way, and the only time Cooks was cooking is when they had him on deep overs, deep crosses, or what have you. So we had too much of the same type. But when the thing is with Cavante on the outside, shoot, he can kill you on the vertical. He can still kill you there.
I think Cavante had better tracking skills than Cook. To me, I mean that's just the way it looked. I was like, why we don't put this dude out there? I mean, look at his coverage whenever he got thrown the ball, and if it looked like it was going over his head, he adjusted. Cook couldn't do that.
Yeah. The Arizona game was terrible for Cooks, and this past game was terrible for Cooks, man. This Green Bay game was terrible for Cooks. I think that Cooks when you have him on deep overs, deep crossers, when the play is broken down, he found the soft areas. We've seen that, I think, in the Rams game and a few other games, that Cooks worked in that fashion with us. But he just didn't work. He wasn't the guy that we thought that we would have. Like to me personally, if we'd have paid about $4 or $5 million more and got a DeAndre Hopkins, that would have been a better suit for us, because now you have ultimately CeeDee Lamb working in the inside, and there's no question where you can put D-Hop at.
True. I'm just hoping that this season coming up, they put Cavante where Gallup was supposed to be at, or either in the slot more, and have him going out for more passes than he, getting like 5 or 6 targets. Just replace Gallup at that position.
Yeah,
I think we'll have a more open offense than we do now.
Yeah. We would definitely have that. So my number one goal would be is what we gonna do with Martavius Bryant whenever Will Jalen Brooks and Martavius Bryant be those guys during the offseason, the guys to watch out for, right? Those are my guys way down the line. And then I need to see what the Cowboys movement going to be for the offseason with, like you say, MG13. And can we finally get Tolbert, involved into this a little bit more, right?
I forgot about Tolbert.
Yeah, Tolbert, yeah. Tolbert to me, he had some great moments, but the problem is that he wasn't consistent enough, right? Because they kept, they kept moving in other players like MG13, Cooks, Turpin, you know what I'm saying? So I think Tolbert needed more opportunities to play, just the same as even with Jalen Brooks. But I hope that going into this offseason, you got the new guy that they signed up for this team to be an offensive coordinator assistant or offensive assistant. His name is Steve Shimko. You remember Zay Flowers?
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy. He was the guy for Boston College that had Zay Flowers everywhere. We were like, God, dog, and they averaged, bro. Write this down, and it's crazy. 380 yards a game, bro.
Passing?
Shoot, collectively, yeah. But mostly passing though. But it's crazy. So what we're trying to do is he's younger. I know he got ran out of Seattle land. Him and the guy Brian Schottenheimer that's here. But what we want is a few of those plays. McCarthy's still going to call the plays. I just think that McCarthy just needs a little help. And I think that that's what he's going to bring to the table. Just a few more play designs.
In closing, I'm just going to bring this to close. Me with that McCarthy thing, I think it's all personnel. We using the wrong personnel at the wrong time. And that's our flaw right there. We just not putting in the right players at the right moment.
Right.
And I think if these guys start playing favorites, like you guys discuss, man, our team would be much better, man.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, it took us a minute to work on that red zone. It took us about week 6, week 7. So hopefully, man, heading into the 2024 season, we already had that ironed out before we even get to week 1.
Yep.
Appreciate you for calling in, bro. Thank you, man.
All right. How about them Cowboys?
How about him, man? That's Rush from the 843, man. Appreciate him. Hey, we didn't have a lot of people on the phone lines today. That's the first, man.
Goodbye.
But I appreciate y'all, man, for calling in, the 3 that called in. Cowboy Nation, as we depart, man, I just want to say, man, I really appreciate you guys during the off season. Look, this is all speculation talk. This is us all brainstorming talk. These are all us giving hopes, right? Because nobody wins during the off season around this time in February, right? So hopefully when the new season kick off on March the 13th, we can really talk about tangible things, right? But you guys been entertained today, man. We this was a very entertaining show. I enjoyed the show, man. Let me know via the conversational piece if you enjoyed this show. Put one in the chat. Put one in the chat. And if you didn't like the show, just don't say anything at all. But I love y'all too, man. But I really enjoyed this. This is therapy to me, y'all. This is therapy to me. And I appreciate y'all for allowing me to spend 2 or 3 hours talking to you guys about a team that we all love, even though they make us mad and angry. Man, we don't have no control of the outcome. We like to say a few things, right? Hopefully, I look at it like this with this theory. I love theories, right? If enough bugs hit the windshield, you're going to have to stop and get out and wipe it, So that's who we are. We just like those little old bugs that hit in the windshield. And eventually, they going to stop. They're going to have to pull over and say, damn, let me get these bugs up off. And then they realize and say, okay, we were doing it wrong this way. So I love the mantra that my guy had, Boss Cowboy Sports, your voice matters. We are the voice of the voiceless, right? So we are the little tiny little specks that's hitting the windshield. Y'all can be the bugs, man. Let me be that one rock. Have you ever drove somewhere and that one rock hit that windshield? You be like, oh, shit. You stop. You make sure that windshield crack. Every now and then that rock will crack the windshield. So that's what we are. We the pebbles, baby. That's what we are. We ain't the bugs. I don't want to call us bugs. You know what I'm saying? So we the pebbles of rocks, man. That if enough of them hit that windshield, hey, they'll slow down or they'll stop or they'll change directions, okay? So that's where we at. Boy, that's a killer analogy. That's a killer analogy, baby. Appreciate y'all, man. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. Let's continue to grind, to shine, baby. One love to all of you guys. Appreciate all of the sponsors. Shout out to Rogue Shop, by the way. They also help sponsor many of things. We got some things that's going to happen with DeRoe and his new music that's coming out. His project is coming out, I believe, late March, early April-ish. So shout out to DeRoe Music, man. Shout out to him. Salute to Mercy as well. Hope all is well. Shout out to Danny Martin. Shout out to all of the sponsors. But most importantly for right now, shout out to Rogue Shop. You guys can do the same at Rogue Shop. Go to rogueshop.com. Use promo code LAW. So if you're going through anxieties, if you're going through depressions, if you need to talk to someone to help you out, somebody who's specialized in those things, go to Rogue Shop and jump in the comments section and they can help you out along the way. They also have Delta 8 and Delta 9 products there, some THC stuff if you need that. Go ahead and check out rogueshop.com and they will help you out. I think my brother, he's already been checking them out. So shout out to the Twin Maker. Shout out to the twin maker, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He going through it right now, y'all. Hopefully, man, a little later on tonight, maybe we would do the Bearded Brothers podcast, and we'll talk about the things that he's going through right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Help a brother out. HBO him, man. Let's go, Cowboy Nation, and everyone that's listening. My name is Law Nation. And regardless of what you doing or how you doing it, just understand that just like my brother, the twin maker or the twin empire, he got two sets of twin. That's why we call him twin, by the way. Not that he's my twin. He just got, every time he, do those things, he having twins. Bless his heart. But he's a diehard 49er fan. Just like I'm a diehard Cowboy fan. And I'm going to tell y'all, I picked the right side. He picked the wrong side. Y'all, come on with it. But at the end of the day, I know all of y'all that's here watching all the way, and y'all stay all the way through the benediction, that y'all some diehard Law Nation fans, baby. I never forget I was at the Waffle House just a few days ago. So Darren, appreciate you. When he came up to me, he said, hey, man, it was an honor. It was an honor, man, for me to fix your meal. I follow your channel all the time, man. And I like your analysis. And I like the way you continue to provide pressure and you speak truth to power. So salute to the Waffle Houses. And the food was really good. I'm the only one that goes to Waffle House and say, give me the T-bone steak. You know? Fry my eggs hard. I want my cheese and my grits. Some Italian grits over here. And it was good. Salute to him. And shout out to Waffle House. Hook a brother up with a sponsor. I don't like no clean Waffle House. No. It got to be dirty. Yes, indeed. I check out their restroom. If the restroom clean, I'm not eating. So the restroom was dirty, just enough. Had the one little fly and the gnat on the side of the wall. I needed that. I said, yeah, I know this food gonna be bussin'. It's gonna be bussin'. So this off season, we need to get a little dirty. We need to get in the kitchen. And we need to throw some stuff around to see what stick. Write this down, ladies and gentlemen. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you will gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan, to lose all terror of your mind, if you would simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, or famish or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Yes, indeed. Let's go. Shout out to you. Goddess, the poet. Yes, the funny thing about it is I understand what you mean. Yes, indeed. Let's get these dirty Waffle Houses, man. Gotta have a dirty Waffle House. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. Come on, man. Jimmy said, no, they can't be that dirty now. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on now, Jimmy. Let me see some fire in the chat, baby. Let me see some fire in the chat. Jimmy, I want it to be dirty, but not that dirty now. A few fly or a gnat when you go into the restroom, just sitting on the wall talking about, man, I want a crumb to fall off of your hat or fall off of your jacket. That type of dirty, but not that type of dirty. But let me see some more fire in the chat, baby. I got to see some fire in the chat before we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. At the end of the day,
dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, Damn. I am.
Whoa! Hey. It's a party now, baby. That's all I want to do, man. At the end of the day, all I want to do is run it up. Come on. Roll.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I love the feeling. I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make a deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Oh, come on. Mama said.
Kinda check the song.
There'll be days just like this.
Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Hey.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play. Charge it to the game. I'm with L, I'm with T Black, I'm with
Who went long? Put law in the chat if you went long.
I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty.
Let me see LAW.
For the bag, and that's worth more to me.
Come on.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment.
Hey.
You just rock what's on the shelf.
Shout out to everybody.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this.
That baby girl ain't nothing real as this.
I've been really in the field.
Come on.
I love the feel lately. I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal lately. I just wanna run it up.
You having an unnatural allegiance to losers is not like.
Kinda check a song.
Come on.
I just wanna run it up. Be out your goddamn mind.
If you don't like Law Nation, come on. Look at Sean Porter. Look at Mr. Cowboy. Y'all saw Mr. Cowboy in the deck. Come on, man.
Too many foes and clothes.
Where my dogs at? Come on.
I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. I've been really in the field. Let her rush, I let her feel.
Lately, I just wanna run it up. Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up, count it up.
Oh, snap. Y'all thought just because it's the off season, you thought that I wouldn't go here because it's the off season?
The two teams, in my opinion, with the greatest rivalry as far as this city is concerned, took the field. And the team from this city, they didn't even show up. We got out-coached.
We answered, I talked stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly, still.
The two teams, in my opinion, with the greatest rivalry as far as this city is concerned, took the field. And the team from this city, they didn't even show up. We got out-coached. We got out-physicaled. We got out-manned. We got out-wanted to. We got out-aggressive. You name it. Any adjective that you can come up with, the Dallas Cowboys outdid us in that area. Because if there's two games that you get up for, you get up for the damn Dallas Cowboys. The two teams, in my opinion,
when your team is getting demolished like that, I sit up here, I swallow a lot of what I know. And a lot of what I know is what I'm starting to see right now. That's why this team is awful. You're not good when you get embarrassed like that. And why the hell do we have these benches with heat things for them in a damn stadium? It is the dumbest damn thing I've ever seen in my life. We took them to Dallas, they embarrassed us. That if we take those to another stadium, we have to be the laughingstock of the damn internet.
Swallow that.
All right, man, that's enough fun right there. I just noticed there's one team that I don't have on that list, and I need to find me a Giant clip so I can go when I'm trolling, reverse trolling, because y'all troll me. Shout out to you, Philadelphia. So when I reverse troll, I'm gonna get the Giants Eagles in Washington. And I'm working on the 49ers. You know, 49ers in Green Bay in the last 2-3 years, they've been owning us, man. They have been, you know what I'm saying. But I'm not going to fold up to them like the Cowboys do. I'm going to still fight them boys, man. Come on, man. But let's get on up out of here, man. One love to y'all once again. Until next time, DC for life, not for short. Yup. Wipe your eyes, Dak Prescott. Wipe that eyes, man. You've been crying.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in. Yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe. Save the last bite for you.
And you.
Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let the street lights hit you.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team. They have all the assets and resources that we don't. But let us get on the line, boy. Let's see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't. Wow.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night. All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night.
Shout out to you, Matt Batten. Don't let the street lights get you. Come on, football politics 101, baby. Let me see some fire in the chat. Shout out to you, Ryan.
Don't let the street lights.
It's an evil world we live in.
You have an unnatural allegiance to losers. It's not like
I'll follow wherever you go.
Ready?
Whatever you do.
What more do you want from me?
Never paper, crank and fly.
That damn boy.
Doesn't feel that far. So
One more time.
so far. Never paper, crank and fly. Then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. Never paper, crank and fly. Fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night. You know I gave you everything I had. I gave you everything I had.
Lay your head on my pillow.
They can come closer than close. Yes. Original, they never will be.
Not the one who made the rules.
Right. I want my flowers while I'm
living.
Boy, DJ Law, man. I'll be DJing over here. That's my DJ.
Spartans! What is your profession?
You could not live with your own failure. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
Let me get on up out of
In
here.
the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
It's an evil world we live in.
Salute. Until next time. Peace.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
Get your ass up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go. We're too damn soft. I just hate mistakes. I hate mistakes.